Geez, if Amy and I were to play one-on-one. She is quicker than I am, so I would probably have to play a little off of her, but although she can shoot the ball too, so I would have to definitely use the good old height advantage to help me out a little bit.
We already know who's going to win, though. No, as a matter of fact, all I have to do is pump fake, and I got this guy all day long. All day long. I've seen you run. I'm not worried.
I don't have to run in the half-court game.
Yeah, you have to get back to the thing. I'm telling you right now. The girls all have their money on me, too, by the way. We talked about it.
That's fine.
Even your girls.
You guys can
even your players.
It's okay. I'm the underdog. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I think it would be a very good game, but I think I would win in the end. I would definitely win at the end. But I'm sure she said she'd win.
Well, if she beat him, it's not because he let her.
I thought they gave me the wrong baby because she had such chubby cheeks. She has the Selmar cheeks, and but her eyes were squinted, and we thought she was an Asian baby. We thought they switched babies.
I was just very excited. And he looked like his dad.
He did look like an absent.
He did look like an absent.
Good or bad, he did.
So yeah, that is
very exciting. Yeah, we didn't know until he was born.
No, yeah.
That was a pretty exciting day.
Yeah.
Took her home first night from the hospital, and she didn't sleep through the night, of course. But from the second night on, she went to bed. I fed her at 8 o'clock and didn't wake up until 8 o'clock the next morning. And she did this the whole time.
He didn't sleep much for a long time. Yeah.
Didn't sleep, and then we finally got some friends invited us over to their place on the beach. And we took him out there, remember? And then he slept, and after that, we kind of kept him in the house all the time because it was winter. And so he never slept. Then we finally got him out and got him some fresh air. And then that helped a lot.
We started going, for walks and different things, and then he'd started sleeping. Mm-hmm. It was a long time before he slept.
Yeah, we walked a lot of circles.
We walked a lot of circles in that little apartment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amy loves to eat. Amy no miss a meal, no miss a snack, no miss a lunch, no miss a supper.
That was her name. When I came, that's what they told me. I'm like, her name is who? I said, we can get along good. Hey, drive-through. I'm the drive-through queen. I don't cook.
He didn't eat really good either.
No, not for a long time.
Except for sweets. He liked the sweets and get all fired up, and then we had to kind of cut that back real fast.
Yeah.
But he was always full of energy.
Yeah, running, always, on the go and stuff. And but he didn't eat much, but then he finally started eating, and as you can tell, he just kept eating.
Yeah, he liked we finally found him a TV dinner that he liked. Remember the little Salisbury steak things?
Salisbury steak. He liked that. So whenever we'd have a good dinner.
Anything we cooked,
Yeah. If he didn't like it, then we cooked him that. So he ate a lot of TV dinners.
When she was 3 years old, she thought she needed to go help her father. We used to own a restaurant, and she took her tricycle and her little dog and tied him to the back after she was in bed, went on a side street, and then hit the major highway in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. But from then on, Amy knew what she wanted, and whatever she wanted, she went after it, and she worked hard for it.
Kind of a little grown man at times, yeah.
At times. Not always, but at times.
Not always
Not
at
always,
all.
no. He did
a good job with his sister, yeah.
He liked her, yeah. Called her Iffer. He couldn't say Jennifer, so he called her Iffer. So, yeah. He was a big help. He loved Bob Barker. I remember that.
Yeah.
He would
Bob Barker.
I would have the TV on, and he would be like jumping up and down. Bob Barker's on. He'd be screaming. So that was,
That one, and then once they got a little older, they liked the Fraggles. They jump in front of the TV for that one, too.
She's always been an athlete. She started playing softball when she was 5 years old. She played for Oklahoma State, played all in high school, and basketball. she loved basketball. She started playing in 3rd grade. She was a jock. She was an athlete. She was my tomboy. I could send her to school, matching bow, socks, decked her out in the cutest of cutest outfits, and with little earrings and everything. And her sister the same way, and deck them out for school. Her baby sis would come home just the way she left the house. Amy's hair was all over, the bow missing, dirt all over, and I'm going, what happened? She goes, well, we had a football game on, at recess, and
Matter of fact, when he was 5 months old, he was at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Remember, we took him down there. We went to Yankee Stadium and watched the Yankees play somebody.
Yeah.
So he's been an avid sports fan and played all the sports, since he could move. We had him playing, doing stuff, whether it be t-ball or youth basketball, football, everything.
Football.
Everything. Loved every minute of it.
Yeah. He was good. Yeah.
Good athlete.
He was good. Yeah. And he loved it. Yeah.
Amy and her sisters, both they were girls. And her sister was a snitch. And she came and told me that Amy is faking a shower. Amy's going to I love it. I made her, I went up and I said, you can't be telling me the truth. And I went up and I opened the door and she, I said, get in there. And she was so mad at me. I made her walk around the mall with the sign that says, I don't like to take baths. And I made her sister walk around the mall with, I don't like to brush my teeth. We're in the mall walking and people are looking and making comments. You do what you're supposed to do. I know I probably would have went to jail, child abuse, but it worked. She bathes every day. Megan, can't tell her teeth are perfect. I did my job and I'm very proud. I love you girls.
He got into a lot of trouble
Yeah, he
at
was.
different times. Oh, yeah. He was a normal, I think.
You have a normal kid growing up. Didn't do a lot of renegade type stuff.
No.
But every once in a while, he'd catch himself doing something wrong, and he got in a fight with a pole at the barber shop one time and couldn't get away from it, and rang up the truck a little bit. Those types of things, but not too bad.
No, not.
Not a lot of discipline. Played, and I think the athletics played a big part of that too.
Yeah.
That they had their code and kind of better stay out of trouble, and he had to work hard for his grades to keep into the sports.
Yes, he did.
And he did that.
And he golfed. He
Golfed
loved
too,
to
yeah.
golf. Yeah.
A lot of enjoyment going to watch him play
Yeah.
in all the sports.
we wanted manners, charm school. And Nordstrom's had a charm school back in the day. And Miss Wright took them every week. And it was like pulling our teeth.
Yeah, you reviewed the song Charm School. That was a waste of, it was a waste of money.
We tried.
What we tried. Some children just don't take well to charm school.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of fishing together.
Yeah. Up the river.
Up the river, and then earlier than that, we did a lot of trolling for blueback at Grandpa's place, Grandma and Grandpa's place, and we always had fun doing that.
Camping. We always went camping. Even if we didn't fish, we just would go find a spot and park our trailer.
Camping, play some wiffle ball, and then it rained, and then you go back in and play play Candyland or something like that.
Yeah.
But we always had a good family.
Yeah.
Good family fun.
She could detect a Dairy Queen miles away, and her grandpa Campbell would like to take her to Dairy Queen, and then her father Arlie always would take Amy special places, and they'd go to the park, or they'd go. There was times
Sneak to the movies. I'm a witness.
yes. He would pick her up from school and sneak her to the movies. And I'm going, she needs to be in school. He loved her so much. He loved her. I know he's watching from above, and I know he's happy as all get out. There's certain things that happen, and it's like, okay, we know you're here. We know you're somewhere.
I have watched her from the age of 9 until today, and I have so much love and respect for her. I'm not always her best friend. I'm not a friend at all, but she doesn't always like everything that I tell her, which doesn't faze me because I'm not your friend. I'm going to tell you what God loves, and that's the truth. And I love you, and I'll do whatever I can for you. But, hey, you got to listen to me. I know. Oh.
You are so bad.
Hey, you know my girl. We just had a relationship. I put her online so she can get some dates with some guys. I put her online. Yes, I did. Thank me, Barry. Send me my check. I guess the rest is history. It'd be $24.95 plus tax.
We met online through Plenty of Fish. We kind of emailed back. She emailed me first. Yes. Yes. And then, so then we emailed back and forth for a long time. I think it was February 13th when we started emailing. It happened to be Mrs. Wright's birthday. And then we emailed back and forth for a while. And I actually asked her out for the next day. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it. She had other plans. But then on February 20th, we got the opportunity to go on our first date. I actually got to go watch her coach. She invited me to the game, and
which I never do. I never have people I date go to the games because, like, I don't know you that well. My players are kind of like my kids. I'm with them probably more than their own parents, and so I'm just real particular. But I don't know. I don't know what made me decide to invite him. I have no idea. And he asked me out on his birthday, which is the 14th. And I was like, we just started talking, like, that's pretty quick. But I didn't set up my profile till 13th. Miss Wright had gone on and said, oh my God, I've met your husband. And it was actually someone else. It wasn't him. And so, but whenever I set up my profile, I was, scanning through or whatever. And I think my thing was teammate looking for, or
coach looking for a teammate.
Coach looking for a teammate or something like that. And so then I came across his picture, and he looked like he had a lot of fun, and he liked sports and stuff like that. So we started talking, and then I was supposed to go out with a different guy on the 14th, and then my dog got sick. So then I didn't end up going, and then I went out with him a couple days later.
I thought she was very, very pretty and very cute. And I was very excited and anxious about it. Like, kind of like the butterfly thing, like, oh, I'm kind of excited for the first date.
I came out of the gym and we had lost our CIF, which is playoffs game, to a team that we should not have lost. And so I was a little frustrated, but now I have to go on a date. So I'm like, okay, switch it over. And I walk out, and he has on the infamous black tennis shoes. I am a tennis shoe snob. It's like I am a Nike snob. And these were like the ugliest shoes I'd ever seen in my life. But that wasn't even the topper. So we'll move up, the ground up. He had on these white wind pants that looked like they had been balled up like in the corner of his room. And he had on a blue Gonzaga pullover, and it's because it said Bulldogs. Like, you could tell that he had like thought about, okay, Bulldogs. And then his hair was kind of like all over the place. He had like a big, thick beard. And I remember thinking, this is not who I saw on the picture. And so we went out, and we had really, really good conversation. Like,
it's a great time.
But Barry is a toucher, so I don't like to really be touched. Which is weird because my family's big touchers, like, just always. And so Barry held my hand the entire meal. And I was like so uncomfortable because I don't like to be touched. Anyways, I've just really kind of met you. I'm like sweating. And like, I've never been so happy to see my food come because I was like, whew, I can let it go. But I mean, conversation was so smooth. Like, there was nothing, we talked about everything. Like,
Talked about a lot of stuff.
A lot of different stuff, but,
Yeah.
but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So, and then he walked me to my car and he kissed me, and I was like, so I like quickly got in my car and like drove off, and I was like, oh my God, he kissed me. And, he said that
Well, I thought I kind of made a mistake at that point. So on the way home, I was like, dang it, I ruined this great opportunity. I cannot believe this happened. And then she called me later that night.
I was like, thank you so much. I really had a good time, and
Made my nerves kind of calm down.
Yeah, but I was like panicked. I was like, oh my God, this guy like reached in, just took charge, I was like, holy crap. So, but yeah, we went out again, not too long after that Saturday.
About a week after, went putt golfing.
Yep.
And then about a month later, we became an item and been together pretty much ever since. So,
true story.
many times, many fun times. What an amazing person Amy is, and I fell in love, and I was like, wow, I'm in love, and this is who I want to be with for the rest of my life.
Yeah, he said I love you pretty quick, and I was like, It took me a little bit longer. I need to know for sure how this is going to work out. And I remember Aunt Kathy telling me, you need to take a step out on faith, Miss Ray too. If this is who you really want to be with, you have to kind of just put it out there and put it up for God and, work it out together. And I remember Aunt Kathy asking me, does he love you? I said, yes, I have no doubt in my mind he loves me. Will he be a good father? Yeah, I have no doubt he'd be a good father. She goes, that's all you need. You can teach him the rest. And I said, okay.
And she's doing a good job of that.
Yeah, she's doing a great job with Uncle John. Love you, Uncle John. So the first time, it's kind of a funny story.
Funny story, tell it, yeah.
The first time I told Barry I loved him, I didn't realize I told him I loved him. I was on some muscle relaxers for my back.
In fact, you were in Tulsa.
And I was in Tulsa. I guess I had told him I loved him. I don't remember it. So he's telling me this later. He's like, I can't believe you finally told me you love me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so then we figured that I'm not allowed to take the muscle relaxant with some sleeping pills because it just doesn't work out well. I haven't done it since. But
and she still loves me, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Supposedly. We'll see. We'll know on the 7th, I guess.
Amy is my glue. She's my stuck-on glue. Every time I turn around, she's there. And I don't mind, but I told her I'm giving her to Barry for 2 pigs and a hog, and he's paid, so I have to thank him. But I will miss my girl.
Oh, the proposal? Okay, so let's see. It was on Mother's Day, so we're sitting at brunch with everybody. I had this plan that I told her sister about, and I was like, okay, great. This'll work.
I get a call from John. Hey, Amy, you want to go to a hockey game? And I'm like, sure. I didn't even think to ask him. And so I'm like, hey, we're going to a hockey game with John and Judy later. And he has panic written on his face. My sister throws up the menu, and they're like talking back and forth. And I'm like, what the hell? First off, though, when we left the house, though, I said, why are you bringing your man bag with you? Because it's like his coaching bag. It's like, what is up with this man bag? Oh, I didn't know if we were coming back. And I'm like, well, your clothes are still in the house?
We went to the hockey game.
And then afterwards he goes, can we go and get like dessert at Yard House? And I was like, I have something important I want to talk to you about. I'm like, okay. So we go, and he brings the man bag in again. And I'm like, what is up with? So I'm thinking now, okay, something is happening here, because you're bringing this man bag with you everywhere. And Yard House is where we had our first date. So we get in there and we sit down, and he looks stressed out.
Presented her with a scrapbook, and then she read it, and then at the end it said, will you marry me? And so it's kind of comical because we were in a booth, and then there was people sitting here, so I was trying to propose to her, and I couldn't quite do it, and I was trying to kneel, and I was anxious, nervous, whatever you want to call it, and I could barely spit the words out. Will you marry me? And then I gave her
No, that is not how that went down. Not at all how that went down. And so I'm looking through the scrapbook, and it has our story of how we met. It's on a fish, and he tells me about how much tape he had to use and how many times he had to go back to Walmart for all the things.
About 10 times.
Yeah, and he's, we're talking about it, and it's all the pictures from like the 2 years kind of. And then the back, it says, will you marry me? So Barry like comes over to my side of the table and is like, he's tall, but there's people behind me. He's like, I love you so much, will you marry me? And like pretty much like throws the ring at me.
Because I slipped.
No, because he was nervous.
I slipped and fell.
And He did not slip and fall. And so, but I like that is what you're trying to go with. He was so nervous. He basically threw the ring. He didn't open it. And so I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, thank God. He sat back down on his side of the booth. And so it's kind of one of those moments did that really just happen? Nobody knew we got engaged. No, I mean, when the server came back, I'm like, can you take our picture? We just got engaged. He's like, when? And I'm like, just now. It just happened. But Oklahoma and on the farm is 100% my happy place. I go there and I just feel at peace. And it is the happiest, people say Disneyland's the happiest place in the world. That's because they've never been to the farm. And it's not like there isn't work to be done, and it isn't like it's, fun time. It's all the memories, it's the fact that my grandfather built that house. It's the fact that I can remember playing in the trees that my nephews are now playing in. I can remember, Mama Nana cooking a bunch of meals. I can remember Mama Nana teaching me how to make my first apple crumb pie from scratch. It's just the talks that I've had with Papa sitting in the recliners. I have a lot of really great memories from there. The fact that my grandparents are both still around, keeping the memories alive of everything, no matter who you've lost or what happens, just knowing that you have a place to go. And so it's so special. And, I'm very, beyond grateful for both sets of my grandparents and the impact that they've had on me and who I am. Because although I talk a lot about my aunts and uncles, it started with my grandparents. And, just trying to make them proud in everything I do and, every way I live my life.
Amy, thank you so much for always pushing me and always making me a better person. I may not have always liked your suggestions, but you do give me very good suggestions. I'm a better person knowing you. I'm a better person because you're in my life. And I look forward to making a ton more memories with you. And I love you.